There are places on this planet that defy imagination. Landscapes so breathtaking, so untouched, that they feel like they belong to another world. Welcome to Tanzania. This East African gem is a land of ancient secrets and living wonders, where nature still reigns supreme in its most raw and untamed form. Imagine a land where towering mountains pierce the sky, where lakes shimmer in unnatural hues of red and pink, and where endless golden plains stretch beyond the horizon, teeming with life. This is a country where the heartbeat of the earth is felt in every whispering breeze and every distant roar of a lion in the night. But Tanzania's wonders are not just found in its landscapes, they are etched into its culture, its history, and the stories of its people. Here time moves differently. It is a land where ancient traditions live side by side with some of the most astonishing natural spectacles on Earth. From hidden islands where the ocean glows at night to vast craters that hold entire worlds within their walls, Tanzania is not just a destination. It is a dream, a legend, and a place where the extraordinary is simply everyday life. Arusha. Arusha is more than just a city. It's Tanzania's doorway to the world's most breathtaking landscapes. Located at an altitude of 1,400 meters, this vibrant town enjoys a cool climate, making it the perfect launching point for adventures into the Serengeti, Ngorongoro Crater, and Mount Kilimanjaro. But Arusha itself has its own magic. The city lies in the shadow of Mount Meru, Tanzania's second highest peak, towering at 4,566 meters. The nearby Arusha National Park is a hidden gem, home to giraffes, zebras, leopards, and the famous black and white colobus monkeys. Interestingly, Arusha played a significant historical role as the host city for the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, which prosecuted crimes from the 1994 genocide. Today, the city thrives as a cultural melting pot, blending Swahili traditions with Maasai influences. The bustling central market is a sensory explosion, filled with the aroma of spices, the chatter of vendors, and colorful fabrics that reflect the spirit of Tanzania. Zanzibar Archipelago. The Zanzibar Archipelago isn't just about white sandy beaches and turquoise waters. It's a living history book of ancient trade, colonial conquest, and cultural fusion. For centuries, Zanzibar was the epicenter of the spice trade, exporting cloves, nutmeg, and cinnamon to the world. By the 19th century, it became a crucial hub in the Indian Ocean slave trade, controlled by Omani sultans. Today, the UNESCO-listed stone town still echoes its past with narrow alleys, carved wooden doors, and buildings that have stood for over 200 years. The House of Wonders, built in 1883, was once the Sultan's palace and was the first building in East Africa to have electricity. Beyond history, Zanzibar is also home to the red colobus monkey, a species found nowhere else on Earth. Off the coast, the surrounding waters are part of the Zanzibar Archipelago Marine Park, protecting coral reefs teeming with diverse marine life. From historical intrigue to breathtaking nature, Zanzibar is a place where past and present collide in the most fascinating way. Kendwa Beach. Kendwa Beach may seem like just another paradise on Zanzibar's coastline, but beneath its tranquil surface lies a fascinating phenomenon. Bioluminescent plankton. On certain nights, the ocean waters sparkle with blue light as tiny organisms glow in the dark. This natural wonder is caused by a chemical reaction within the plankton, creating a surreal experience for those lucky enough to witness it. The beach itself is unique in Zanzibar because it's one of the few places where the tides remain steady, meaning the shoreline never disappears. But Kendwa's charm isn't just about its beauty. It's also a gateway to the ancient baobab trees, some of which are over 1,000 years old. These trees are considered sacred by locals and are often referred to as the Tree of Life because they provide food, water, and shelter. Fishermen still use traditional dhow boats, crafted with the same techniques passed down for generations. Here, the ocean isn't just a backdrop, it's a living, breathing part of Zanzibar's heritage. Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam isn't just Tanzania's largest city, it's the economic engine of East Africa. With over 7 million residents, this sprawling metropolis is a chaotic yet fascinating mix of colonial history, Swahili culture, and modern ambition. Once a small fishing village, Dar es Salaam, meaning haven of peace in Arabic, was transformed in the late 19th century by the Sultan of Zanzibar. Later, it became the capital of German East Africa, and remnants of its colonial past still exist in buildings like the Azania Front Lutheran Church. The city's heart beats at Kariakoo Market, the largest open-air market in East Africa, where everything from exotic fruits to handcrafted textiles fills the narrow streets. Along the harbor, centuries-old dhow boats still sail alongside massive cargo ships, symbolizing Tanzania's deep-rooted connection to the sea. But Dar is not just about the past, it's the future of Tanzania, with its growing economy, ambitious infrastructure projects, and cultural institutions like the National Museum, which houses fossils of early human ancestors found in Olduvai Gorge. Nungwi Beach. Nungwi Beach is one of the rare places in Tanzania where time seems to stand still, yet progress marches forward. Historically, this northern village was known for its dhow building industry, where master craftsmen carved wooden boats by hand, a skill passed down through generations. Even today, you can see these traditional vessels being built along the shoreline. But what makes Nungwi unique is its blend of old and new. While fishermen set sail using ancient navigation techniques, the area is also home to Mnemba Atoll, one of the best preserved coral reef systems in the Indian Ocean. This marine wonderland is home to more than 600 species of fish, including sea turtles and reef sharks. The tides here create dramatic changes in the landscape, exposing miles of sandbars at low tide and creating crystal-clear swimming areas at high tide. At night, the beach comes alive with the sound of taarab music, a Swahili Arabic fusion that has been the soundtrack of Zanzibar for centuries. Moshi. Moshi is more than just a starting point for climbers heading to Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a town with its own fascinating identity. Sitting at the base of the world's tallest freestanding mountain, Moshi enjoys a lush, green landscape, thanks to volcanic soil that makes it ideal for coffee plantations. The region produces some of the finest Arabica coffee in the world, and local farmers still use traditional hand-picking methods. Interestingly, Moshi was once part of the ancient Chaga kingdom, a civilization known for its underground tunnels, which were used as hideouts during tribal wars. Today, remnants of these tunnels still exist, offering a glimpse into a time when local communities lived in constant defense. Another hidden gem near Moshi is the Mataruni Waterfalls, one of the highest in Tanzania, where water tumbles down 80 meters from the lush mountain slopes. The town is also home to one of the most unique tribal groups in Tanzania, the Chaga people, who have lived in the region for centuries and are known for their resilience and agricultural skills. The Maasai. The Maasai people are one of Africa's most iconic tribes, instantly recognizable by their red shukas, robes, and elaborate beadwork. But beyond their striking appearance lies a deeply spiritual and warrior-driven society. For centuries, the Maasai have lived in harmony with Tanzania's vast landscapes, herding cattle across the Serengeti and Ngorongoro plains. Their entire way of life revolves around cattle, which they consider sacred. A man's wealth is traditionally measured by the number of cows he owns rather than money. Despite modernization, the Maasai have fiercely preserved their traditions, resisting the pressures of urban life. Incredibly, their diet consists mainly of milk, meat, and even cow blood, believed to give them strength. But perhaps the most astonishing aspect of Maasai culture is their high-jumping dance, the adumu, performed as part of their initiation rites. This is no simple tradition. It's a display of endurance, power, and pride. Lake Natron. Lake Natron is one of the most mysterious and surreal landscapes on Earth. Located in northern Tanzania, near the Kenyan border, this highly alkaline lake gets its eerie deep red color from salt-loving microorganisms and algae that thrive in its extreme environment. The water here has a pH level as high as 10.5, almost as caustic as ammonia, making it inhospitable to most life. However, Lake Natron is a crucial breeding ground for lesser flamingos, with over 2.5 million of these vibrant pink birds flocking to its shores. The lake's high salinity fosters the growth of spirulina, a type of algae that gives flamingos their distinct coloration. But the most chilling aspect of Lake Natron is its ability to turn animals into statues. Due to its high mineral content, animals that accidentally fall into the lake become calcified, preserved as if frozen in time. This bizarre process, captured in haunting photographs, has fueled legends about the lake's petrifying powers. Surrounding Lake Natron is a dramatic, arid landscape dominated by Oldoinyo Lengai, an active volcano known as the Mountain of God. The combination of flamingos, volcanic scenery, and ghostly petrifications makes Lake Natron a truly alien world. Oldoinyo Lengai. Rising 2,962 meters above Tanzania's Great Rift Valley, Oldoinyo Lengai is unlike any other volcano on the planet. Known as the Mountain of God by the Maasai people, this active stratovolcano is famous for its unique lava composition. Unlike typical molten lava, which glows bright red or orange, Oldoinyo Lengai produces natrocarbonatite lava, which is black and flows like motor oil. This type of lava is the coldest and fastest flowing on Earth, erupting at temperatures of just 500 to 600 degrees Celsius, half the heat of regular lava. When exposed to air, it turns white, creating an otherworldly moonscape. This sacred mountain holds deep spiritual significance for the Maasai, who believe it is home to their deity, Ngai. The volcano frequently erupts, with its most recent major eruptions occurring in 2007 and 2019, shaping the dramatic landscape below. The surrounding area features bizarre lava formations, deep gorges, and ash-covered plains. Oldoinyo Lengai is also connected to the Olduvai Gorge, one of the world's most important fossil sites, where early human ancestors walked over 3.7 million years ago. Nakupenda. Nakupenda is unlike any other in Tanzania. The name Nakupenda means "I love you" in Swahili, and it's easy to see why. This magical sandbank, located just off the coast of Stone Town, appears and disappears with the tides. At high tide, the entire beach is swallowed by the ocean, leaving behind nothing but crystal-clear waters. But at low tide, a pristine white sandbar emerges, creating a surreal paradise in the middle of the Indian Ocean. The surrounding waters are home to vibrant coral reefs, making it a haven for marine life, including sea turtles, starfish, and colorful tropical fish. The beach itself is temporary, constantly shifting with the ocean currents, making each visit unique. Local fishermen often sail their traditional dhow boats to the sandbank, offering fresh seafood grilled right on the beach. The contrast between the bright white sand, turquoise waters, and deep blue horizon makes Nakupenda Beach one of the most photogenic places in Tanzania. It's a fleeting wonder, appearing, disappearing, and leaving behind only footprints in the sand before vanishing again beneath the waves. Morogoro. Nestled at the base of the Uluguru Mountains, Morogoro is a town that blends history, culture, and breathtaking scenery. Known as Tanzania's agricultural capital, it's surrounded by fertile lands that produce some of the country's best coffee, tea, and sugarcane. But Morogoro's charm lies in its colonial past and cultural significance. During German colonial rule in the late 19th century, Morogoro became an important administrative and trade center, and remnants of German-era buildings still stand today. The town is also famous for being the home of Sokoine University of Agriculture, one of Africa's leading agricultural research institutions. The nearby Uluguru Mountains, named after the indigenous Luguru people, are wrapped in legend. Locals believe these mountains are protected by ancestral spirits, and the dense rainforest that covers them is filled with rare species found nowhere else on Earth. The region is also home to the Mindu Dam, which provides water to Dar es Salaam. Unlike Tanzania's more famous cities, Morogoro remains peaceful, untouched, and deeply connected to its roots, making it a hidden wonder waiting to be explored. Mnemba Island. A short boat ride from Zanzibar's northeastern coast, Mnemba Island is the ultimate definition of exclusivity. This tiny 1.5-kilometer coral atoll is surrounded by some of the most pristine waters in the Indian Ocean. Owned by a luxury resort, the island itself is private, but the surrounding Mnemba Atoll Marine Reserve is open to visitors. This area is one of Tanzania's top diving spots, home to whale sharks, dolphins, sea turtles, and over 600 species of tropical fish. The waters here are so clear that visibility can reach 30 meters, revealing vibrant coral gardens teeming with life. Mnemba is also a critical nesting site for green sea turtles, which lay their eggs on its white sandy beaches. But the island's history is just as fascinating as its beauty. It was once a fisherman's sanctuary, where Swahili traders stopped for rest before continuing their journeys along the East African coast. Today, Mnemba remains one of the most exclusive and untouched wonders of Tanzania, where nature thrives under strict conservation protection. Stone Town. Stone Town isn't just the historical heart of Zanzibar. It's a place where centuries of trade, empire, and revolution are carved into every building. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Stone Town reflects Zanzibar's unique fusion of Swahili, Arab, Persian, Indian, and European influences. The town's labyrinthine streets are lined with centuries-old Omani palaces, Persian baths, and intricately carved wooden doors. Each door tells a story, with floral patterns signifying Indian heritage and brass studs reflecting Arabian origins. But Stone Town's history is also dark. It was a central hub for the East African slave trade, with thousands of enslaved people auctioned at the Anglican Cathedral, built over the site of a former slave market. Despite its past, Stone Town thrives with vibrant markets, music, and culture. It was also the birthplace of Freddie Mercury, lead singer of Queen. Today, it remains a place where past and present collide, with taarab music filling the air, spices scenting the streets, and dhows sailing past its shores, just as they have for over 1,000 years. Paje. Paje is not just a coastal town. It is a place where the rhythm of the ocean shapes life itself. Located on the southeastern coast of Zanzibar, this vibrant city is famous for its shifting tides, which dramatically transform the landscape every few hours. When the tide is out, the beach stretches for miles, revealing shallow, glass-like pools that reflect the sky like a mirror. When the tide returns, the turquoise waters reclaim the shore, creating one of the most dynamic seascapes in Tanzania. Historically, Paje was a center for Swahili seaweed farming, a practice that continues today. Local women in brightly colored kangas can be seen wading through the shallow waters, tending to seaweed that is later exported for medicine and cosmetics. The town also carries a deep cultural heritage, with Swahili, Arab, and Bantu influences, blending in its food, music, and architecture. Unlike the busier parts of Zanzibar, Paje remains deeply connected to its traditions, where the ocean is not just a backdrop, but a lifeline, shaping the daily lives of those who call it home. Kusini Beach. Kusini Beach, located on the southern coast of Zanzibar, is one of the last untouched paradises on the island. Unlike the tourist-heavy beaches in the north, Kusini remains serene, wild, and deeply connected to nature. The coastline here is different. Rocky limestone cliffs frame the shoreline, creating a unique landscape where the Indian Ocean meets ancient fossilized corals. At low tide, natural pools form, revealing hidden marine life trapped in the shallow waters. Historically, this area was a sacred gathering place for Zanzibari fishermen, where generations have set out on their dhow boats, relying on the ocean's bounty. The local baobab trees, some over 1,000 years old, stand as silent witnesses to this coastline's transformation. Kusini remains one of the most unspoiled beaches in Zanzibar, where nature thrives without interference from large developments, keeping its raw beauty intact. Mangrove swamps. Mangrove swamps in Dar es Salaam are more than just tangled roots and muddy waters. They are nature's fortress against coastal erosion and climate change. These dense forests, found along the city's coast and in Rufiji Delta, act as a barrier, protecting the land from rising tides and storms. But their role extends far beyond that. These swamps are home to an astonishing variety of wildlife, including mudskippers, fiddler crabs, and even saltwater crocodiles. Historically, mangroves were used by Swahili boat builders, who harvested their wood for making durable dhow boats that sailed across the Indian Ocean. Mangroves also play a crucial role in carbon absorption, storing up to 5 times more carbon than tropical rainforests, making them essential in the fight against global warming. However, these fragile ecosystems are under threat due to illegal logging and urban expansion. Conservation efforts are now working to protect these forests, recognizing their importance in both Tanzanian heritage and global ecological balance. Walking through these swamps, surrounded by their maze of roots and the calls of exotic birds, is like stepping into a world where land and sea merge into one. Lake Manyara National Park. Lake Manyara National Park is a hidden jewel of Tanzania, where lush forests, alkaline lakes, and golden savannas blend into one extraordinary landscape. Covering 330 square kilometers, the park is dominated by Lake Manyara, a shallow, mineral-rich body of water that stretches across 2/3 of its land. This lake is famous for its flocks of pink flamingos, which gather in the thousands, creating a stunning spectacle against the blue waters. However, the most fascinating mystery of Manyara lies in its tree-climbing lions. Unlike typical lions that roam the plains, the lions of Manyara are known for their unusual behavior of resting on the branches of acacia and mahogany trees. Scientists debate whether this is to escape insects, cool off in the breeze, or get a better vantage point for hunting. The park is also home to Africa's largest concentration of baboons, along with elephants, giraffes, and hippos. With its diverse ecosystems, from underground water forests to grassy floodplains, Lake Manyara National Park remains one of Tanzania's most unique and intriguing wildlife destinations. Tarangire. Tarangire National Park is a land where giants roam and ancient trees whisper stories of the past. Covering 2,850 square kilometers, it is home to one of the largest elephant populations in Tanzania, with herds numbering in the hundreds. These magnificent creatures, some over 60 years old, have roamed this land for generations, navigating through centuries-old baobab trees that dot the landscape. Some of these trees have trunks so massive that they can store thousands of liters of water, making them essential in the dry season. Unlike other parks, Tarangire has a permanent river, which draws zebras, wildebeests, giraffes, and even elusive leopards during the dry months. Historically, this region was used as a trading route for Maasai warriors who lived in harmony with the land's abundant wildlife. The park is also home to more than 550 species of birds, making it one of Africa's top bird-watching destinations. But Tarangire's biggest secret lies in its underground tunnels, massive termite mounds, some over a century old, that create a complex world beneath the surface, housing countless insects and reptiles. Mount Kilimanjaro. Towering at 5,895 meters, Mount Kilimanjaro is Africa's highest peak and one of the most legendary mountains in the world. Unlike other mountains, Kilimanjaro is a freestanding volcano, meaning it rises abruptly from the plains without any surrounding mountain ranges. Scientists believe it formed over 3 million years ago, with its last eruption occurring nearly 360,000 years ago. But what makes this mountain truly fascinating is its 5 climate zones, from tropical rainforests at its base to glacial ice caps at its summit. The indigenous Chaga people, who have lived here for centuries, believe the mountain is home to spirits and gods. Interestingly, the glaciers at the summit are rapidly shrinking, with experts predicting they could disappear within the next few decades due to climate change. Kilimanjaro is also one of the few places in the world where you can experience every season in a single climb, from lush jungles to barren alpine deserts, and finally, a frozen Arctic landscape. Despite its harsh conditions, the mountain is home to unique creatures such as the Kilimanjaro tree hyrax, a small mammal found nowhere else on Earth. Pemba Island. Pemba Island, often overshadowed by Zanzibar, is Tanzania's best-kept secret. Known as the Green Island, Pemba is covered in dense tropical forests, spice plantations, and pristine coral reefs. Historically, it was the center of the Swahili spice trade, producing cloves, nutmeg, and cinnamon that were exported to the Middle East and Asia. Even today, Pemba supplies over 70% of Tanzania's cloves, filling the air with a fragrant aroma. But the island is not just about spices. It is home to some of the world's healthiest coral reefs, with over 400 species of fish and incredibly rare marine life, including dugongs and manta rays. Unlike Zanzibar, Pemba has few large hotels, preserving its traditional way of life. The island's interior is dotted with ancient Swahili ruins, remnants of a once thriving civilization. One of its most intriguing historical sites is the Ras Makumbu ruins, dating back over 1,000 years, believed to be part of an ancient trading port. Pemba's hidden lagoons, mysterious mangrove forests, and untouched beaches make it one of the most authentic and unspoiled destinations in East Africa. Ngorongoro Conservation Area. Ngorongoro Conservation Area is a prehistoric masterpiece, a place where wildlife and ancient history exist in harmony. Spanning 8,292 square kilometers in northern Tanzania, it is home to the Ngorongoro Crater, the world's largest intact volcanic caldera. Formed over 2 million years ago, when a massive volcano collapsed, the crater stretches 20 kilometers, 12 miles in diameter, and plunges 600 meters deep, creating a self-contained ecosystem teeming with life. Within its walls, over 25,000 animals roam freely, including black rhinos, lions, leopards, and large herds of elephants. Unlike migratory herds in the Serengeti, many animals here remain year-round, making it one of Africa's most densely populated wildlife areas. Beyond its breathtaking wildlife, Ngorongoro holds immense human history. The Olduvai Gorge, located within the conservation area, is one of the world's most important fossil sites, where 1.9-million-year-old remains of early humans were discovered. Today, the Maasai people still live within Ngorongoro, coexisting with the wildlife as their ancestors did for centuries. It is not just a conservation area, it is a living time capsule of nature and humanity's past. Serengeti. The Serengeti is more than just a national park. It is one of the greatest wildlife spectacles on Earth. Covering 30,000 square kilometers, it is home to the largest concentration of predators and prey in Africa. The name Serengeti comes from the Maasai word Seringet, meaning endless plains, perfectly describing its vast open landscapes. But the Serengeti's biggest claim to fame is the Great Migration, where over 2 million wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles journey across the plains in search of fresh grass. This mass movement, spanning nearly 1,000 kilometers, is considered one of the most astonishing natural events on Earth, with thousands of animals falling prey to lions, cheetahs, and crocodiles along the way. The Serengeti is also home to the largest lion population in Africa, with more than 3,000 lions roaming its grasslands. Interestingly, scientists believe this ecosystem has remained unchanged for over 1 million years, making it one of the oldest continuous habitats on the planet. From towering acacia trees to endless golden plains, the Serengeti remains one of the last true wild frontiers of Africa. Tanzania is a land of breathtaking contrasts, where nature, history, and culture merge to create a world like no other. From the endless plains of the Serengeti to the mystical depths of Ngorongoro Crater, every corner of this country tells a story millions of years in the making. Whether it's the towering peaks of Kilimanjaro, the hidden gems of Zanzibar, or the ancient tribes that call it home, Tanzania is a place of wonder and discovery. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing adventures around the world.